Ted Westcott slips out of their king-size bed. Jill is still asleep, the luxurious covers thrown off, lovely in a silk nightgown with lace trim. He stands watching her for a moment. She lies on her back, one arm thrown over her head, her limbs long and pale, her breasts rising gently and pushing against the rose, silk, and cream lace. She's 35 years old, and he thinks she's the most beautiful woman he's ever met. He hesitates, remembering how he used to kiss her awake, then turns and walks across the thick carpet and out of their bedroom. As always lately, he has too much on his mind. He quietly makes his way down the handsome staircase to the main floor of their brownstone. They dote on their home the way others dote on their children, with great pride and sparing no expense. They love to show it off, the way others show off their progeny. They can talk endlessly about the house, the way others talk endlessly about their kids. Are he and Jill as boring as those people are? Ted and Jill both find children very boring. The staircase alone is a thing of great beauty. The wainscoting and railings are a rich, carved mahogany. The runner on the stairs muffles Ted's footsteps. When he reaches the bottom, he rests his hand briefly, appreciatively on the elaborately carved newel post, so smooth beneath his palm. He turns to his right and heads down the long hall to the kitchen at the rear. The kitchen spans the entire width of the house and looks out onto the professionally landscaped garden, blooming with colorful hollyhocks, hydrangeas, and roses. The porcelain floor tiles are cool beneath his bare feet on these hot July days. In the winter, they're heated. Early morning light filters in through the tall windows. Just being in the kitchen they'd had remodeled so painstakingly 3 years ago would normally fill him with satisfaction. But today it simply occurs to him that he's glad they did it then, because they certainly couldn't afford to do it now. He reaches into the stainless steel fridge, takes out the orange juice and places it on the marble-topped island. He starts the Italian coffee machine and selects a cortado. Then, as the coffee machine whirs, he leaves the kitchen and walks back down the hall to the front door. He lingers for a moment in the foyer between the 2 sets of mahogany entry doors, gazing through the glass panels of the arched double doors as if afraid of the world outside. Then he unlocks and opens the heavy door. Even this early, he can hear the familiar sounds of their historic Brooklyn Heights neighborhood waking up. Delivery trucks and the occasional dog barking. He reaches down for the newspapers, the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, and steps back inside, closing the door. Once again, a soothing silence engulfs him. His home is his sanctuary. This is Ted's morning ritual. Coffee, newspapers, breakfast, and pleasant conversation with Jill when she gets up and joins him before they both go off to work. He's always been an early riser, but lately his depression or anxiety or some fiendish blend of both has him rising earlier and earlier. These days he's tired and irritable and striving not to show it. He's not enjoying life the way he should, the way he's been accustomed to. Well, how can he when everything's going to hell? He tries to read the Times, but the headlines, bold and frightening as they are these days, fail to grab him. He simply doesn't care. He turns to the business section but finds he cannot concentrate. He's a man from a prominent family who lives in an expensive brownstone in posh Brooklyn Heights and works at an investment firm in Manhattan, so everyone assumes he's rich. For a long time, that was essentially true. But that's because he inherited money from his father, and he's run through it more quickly than anticipated. Therein lies the problem. Things have been getting away from him rather badly. So far, he has managed to keep it quiet. He has been borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. Jill is aware that things are a little tight, but she has no idea how tight. He's mentioned it to her casually, but she hasn't bothered to rein in her spending. She must think it is a temporary problem.